It's a big day for domestic politics. Assembly election dates are likely to be announced today afternoon. Remember, there are different states that are heading for states. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana and Mizoram election dates will be announced today according to our sources. We are being told that likely for now, according to our information, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Telangana will be in one phase. Chhattisgarh could be in two phases. Remember that once the dates are announced today, and we'll of course be cutting live to that, election code will kick in right after from there on. By the end of this year, that means in the next 2 to 3 months, we are expecting assembly election dates to take place. Let me bring in now my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal from the National Capital, Delhi, closely tracks the Election Commission. Aishwarya, good morning. So remember, it's going to be these are important states and we'll be expecting their dates today afternoon. What are you expecting? What time are you hearing that the announcement could be made? And what about the phases that these states could have their elections in?
Hi, good morning, Pooja. Let me tell you, from what we understand, the announcement will be at 12 o'clock today. Chhattisgarh, from what we are gathering at the moment, two phases. Rajasthan, one phase. Madhya Pradesh, one phase. Mizoram and Telangana, also one phase. And from what we expect, Pooja, anywhere between 20th of November till the first week of December is when all these elections will be held. And we are expecting, the results to be out by about 10th. So this is what we are gathering at the moment. Big 12 o'clock announcement coming out from the Election Commission.
So 12 p.m. Aishwarya Paliwal telling us that announcement will be made. Aishwarya, so Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Mizoram, Telangana, all are crucial states. But specifically, Rajasthan will be very interesting because of the internal rift within the Congress. BJP wants to make inroads. While in Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been there in repeated consecutive years. So there will be anti-incumbency that the BJP is fighting and the Congress wants to get Madhya Pradesh as well. Other parties are also jumping in. So can we say that there are, of course, very crucial states now that are heading for assembly polls ahead of 2024?
Well, definitely, Pooja, what people are in fact saying is that this is the big semi-final before the final takes place in the year 2024. So before the big Lok Sabha elections, these results are extremely crucial for the BJP as well as for all the other opposition parties also. We will have to keep a very close eye on, which party is winning these elections. Now, all the eyes, all the political parties also will be very closely tracking that big election commission, PC that will take place at 12 noon today, Pooja.
All right. So because these are also very technical details that will be announced at 12 p.m. and Aishwarya, I'm sure you'll be tracking that live. Do tell us for the benefit of our viewer, what happens thereon? When the election dates are announced, code will immediately set in. When can we expect the elections to be taking place as we are already in October and then there's the next 2 months before the year ends?
Well, what we are gathering at the moment, Pooja, is that, anywhere from the second half of November till the first week of December, so within a span of, almost 20 days, we can expect that all these elections will take place. MCC, which is the Model Code of Conduct, Pooja, will kick in from today, which means no announcement no political party, no political leader will be able to make any big announcement from today onwards. So that's something that the Election Commission will be keeping a close eye on. Let me also tell you for our viewers, one thing that the Commission now will keep a very close eye on is social media, because that's something that the Commission has been speaking about for quite some time. The kind of campaigning that will now take place on social media will also be on the radar of the Election Commission.
All right. So also what you're mentioning is very important here, Aishwarya. You're talking about social media. Why has it come under the radar? Is it to what political parties and how will they promote their specific parties? Or could it be about sometimes the misinformation campaigns that the social media is used as a tool for?
Well, fake news, that's something, Pooja, that the Election Commission has been speaking about. A lot of political parties, in fact, parties also do agree that there needs to be a separate law for all the social media platforms, because a lot of fake news, in fact, goes out on social media. The Commission has time and again been speaking with experts, will also been speaking with political parties, making sure that there is no fake news that gets spread, especially during the elections. That's the reason why, from what we are gathering, there will also be teams that will be they're looking at all the pages of social media, making sure that political parties do not indulge in fake stories. And also there will be penalties which will be levied just in case political parties or candidates per se are caught, indulging in fake news.
As we continue to be on this big story, Aishwarya, I do have this question, because these are crucial states. Are we looking at in some way how these 4 to 5 states will have their elections, and depending on that, what 2024 looks like?
obviously, that's the reason why people are saying that this is the big semi-final before the final takes place in the year 2024. We will see how all the opposition parties also fare, because India as an alliance, the alliance of opposition parties, is now keenly, saying, and they are saying that they really want to make sure that they win in the big 2024 election. So how will the opposition parties fare in these 5 state elections will also give a glimpse of what might come in 2024. That's the reason why these elections are extremely, extremely crucial. And also, we will see the kind of tools being used by the BJP, by all the other parties to make sure that they win these upcoming elections.
Stay on with me, Aishwarya. So that's the big news coming to us this morning. 12 p.m. is going to be the announcement by the Election Commission, and that will be for Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Telangana and Mizoram. 5 states where election dates will be announced. Now, the dates could be different. There could be different phases too. But what happens is once Election Commission has announced, and it's most likely in the next over month or so, that means election code of conduct immediately puts in place. There will be a procedure. Can you tell us about the code of conduct, Aishwarya? For the residents of these states watching our telecast right now, what does the election code of conduct mean the moment the Election Commission announces the date? So it will most likely be over a month from now or about a little over from that. What happens when the code of conduct is on?
Well, one of the major things that happens when after the elections are announced is that any kind of policies cannot be announced, especially for the people of these 5 states. So that's something that the political parties and the politicians will now have to keep a very keen eye on. Also, movement of liquor, cash, these are, things that the ECI looks into. So those are the things that the Election Commission will now see. The borders will be very, very closely monitored. So all these are the things that the ECI will now be extremely active at. And if there are candidates, if there are political parties, which do these things, then there will be very heavy penalty that will be levied by the ECI.
All right, so that's the big news on our screens right now as the 5 states, remember, very crucial. One is being governed by the Congress party, for example, Rajasthan. One is being governed by the Bharatiya Janata Party. These are states where, of course, the party on the opposite ideological divide will want to now get the votes for. And that is why a lot of political war of words are currently on. Telangana is going to be very crucial. BJP wants to make inroads into the southern state of Telangana. KCR has a very strong hold in the southern state. And there has been constant bickering between the Bharatiya Janata Party, Congress and, of course, the BRS. This is also reflective of what 2024 could look like. Could the regional satraps play a major role, or will it be the big parties like the Congress and the Bharatiya Janata Party? Eventually, the voter decides. Janata Janardhan, that has always been in India's democracy, that those standing in the queue will be the final decision maker. Of course, not talking to what happens as permutations and combinations after, but it's going to be the big 5 state elections, and Aishwarya Paliwal continues to be with us on that. Aishwarya, so at 12 p.m., do you have the list right now? Is it possible that which state will be announced first, or that is a surprise that Election Commission will, of course, unfold at 12 p.m.?
Well, that is something that the ECI will only speak about at about 12, because this is, one of the things that the Election Commission does not let out. And, but from what we know is that, from the second half of November to the first week of December, this is the information that I can tell you at the moment. This is when the elections will take place in a span of, almost 15 days. And we can expect the results to be out anywhere from, 8th to that's what we understand at the moment.